but it's like all the guts come out the window.
It's awesome.
It's like, yeah, this is a cool action.
That's what we needed, right?
You should have said, you know what it is? I don't mother effing die.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it in Georgia. That's how we do it.
That's right.
Guess I have talking about this show compared to The Walking Dead.
We predicted this though. You guys were laughing at me. I said, guys, what if Fear is actually better than The Walking Dead? Like, and now look what happens. You see?
Yeah, that's because it ain't Fear the Walking Dead. They're a whole new show.
Well, sorry about that. That's all right.
That's what's French The Walking Dead.
Last have this much emotion about Fear the Walking Dead.
So Althea sprints to the truck. Leland slams the door in her face and tells her the keys didn't work. She goes, "That's because it's my footlocker."
I like that. Smart. That was smart.
John shoots at Leland. Althea escapes as Leland kind of like rolls into the truck and then gets devoured by the infected. Then guns the infected with a SWAT machine gun, which is pretty cool. So she gets in the truck and I knew we were going to see these guns fire at one point, right? So
Oh yeah, you had to.
I'm surprised they didn't hit either Morgan or John, but I mean, it's
they didn't hit them and got a headshot on every single other walker that was there.
Pretty impressive.
Yep.
That's true.
Because you know what? That dude don't die either, I guess, right now. I like it. I like that they don't have to try to make everybody ordinary. You know, like every character was just okay, ordinary. They didn't want to make them exceptional.
See,
I don't
we
care
said
about
that. We even, this is funny, going back to the old tribes we had about Fear the Walking Dead. Remember we said everybody had, like, on the original show, had their special skill, right? Like, Michelle had a sword, and Rick was a cop, and, you know, that's what made them survive. It's like, and Fear, nobody had anything. It was just people, right? There was, like, people that happened to make it. Like, Madison didn't have any special skill. That made her survive. She was a guidance counselor, right? So it's like, now it feels more comfortable to us. Okay, the people that we're seeing on screen right now all have their special skills. John is a gunfighter. He's a gunslinger, right? It's like, you know, Morgan is freaking Jedi. I mean, he's got that, you know, he's, you know, and this girl got a SWAT, right? He's a samurai. She's got a freaking SWAT truck. I mean, that's like, you know, right?
I mean, even regardless of, like, what special abilities they have, I mean, look at season 2's premiere of The Walking Dead, where they're on that highway.
Right.
And it's like, there's a lot of cool action going on, but it's not because they have special skills that makes it cool. It's just well done, and it's leading with character. This episode of Fear the Walking Dead leads with character. We know who these people are because of how they set them up. It builds up to this great action
Well, I
sequence.
think by special skill, I think that for them that gives them something to write about. It excites the writers as well. Like, it's not even just special skill, but giving everybody a type of personality. Like, she's a journalist also. Like, that's her thing. That gives her a nice little talk through. Yeah, basically. I mean,
and I agree, but I think where Fear suffered is that they did that without continuing with that. We have Madison's he's a smart guidance counselor. Cliff Curtis, he's the peacekeeper.
He goes crazy.
Nick's a drug addict. Alicia's like, she's young and she's naive about things. Like, those are things you can, regardless of how it sounds, you can lead strand to strand. I mean, those things you can lead with them, but they chose not to. They just chose to go plot first, character second, and you can tell because it's just like it goes all over the place.
Yeah, they play with it because Strand's the grifter and one's the wild card drug addict, and you know,
because they don't spend enough time with them. It's not consistent. So it's just kind of because you don't have a thing to stick with. And since it's not a comic, you don't have anything that knowledge to back yourself up with. It was like, at least I know how they're supposed to be. You're just like, these are random people I don't really care about that much, except they're supposed to survive. So I guess I want to root for them. So yeah, it just doesn't go anywhere. This, it's like, okay, we've introduced 3 main characters. I know what they're supposed to be doing. It works for at least this episode.
They're all interesting. They're all interesting. They all have plot hooks, character interest, and they're all like more people that we want to learn more about. You know, I mean, you want to learn about John Dory's girlfriend. You want to learn how this journalist got this like sweet SWAT truck, and how they will use it. You know, and
like I don't care about the family showing up. To be honest, like I don't. Like, to be honest, I like these 3 characters. If they just continue with these 3 characters, I would watch it. I would still watch it. It wouldn't stop me from.
So what you're saying is they created a new show called The Walking Dead: Morgan or whatever. Morgan Story. You're fine with it right now.
I'd be fine with it.
Morgan's Journey or something like that. Okay, fine. That's it.
Yeah.
So Morgan, John, and Althea get back on the road. Althea informs them that the white numbered flags they've seen appearing in the area, they don't know what it is. There's one of them attached to the top of one of the trailers that they were nearby. Althea points out that Morgan still owes her an interview. So Morgan's like, okay, fine, pull this rig over. I'll give you an interview. He wants to get out of there. So he's shot. He's still shot in the leg at this point. But he just wants to go. He can't
be
a
trapped animal. Like, that's the Morgan we're at again. Like, he's like a trapped animal. Doesn't want to sit in one place too long. Doesn't want to be around people too much.
And I love this point of view freaking video they shoot of him. It's perfect. You can see he's got cracked up. Althea interviews Morgan on the side of the road. Morgan reveals that he came from Atlanta. He used to belong to several settlements.
He says, I lose people and then I lose myself.
Yes, and then walks off. That's how he ends. That's more Morganese, right? Yeah.
There's a moment before this where they talk about what they all call the zombies, and I like this because it's like she calls them the dead. John calls them the past. That's really cool. That's a really cool way to go. And then Morgan's like, we call them walkers. So it's like
which is a great callback to the first episode of The Walking Dead. Like, you know, that wasn't a man, that was a walker. That was, it's perfect. Actually, I think it's great.
I like the past. That's a cool way to refer to the past.
Yeah. He's a cowboy, man. He's got that. He's a poetic
swagger, right?
side to him. He's got that poetic side to him a little bit.
Steel horse he rides.
So he explains that again before he gets to that line. Though, he explains that his people battled a large group and won. When Althea asks why he left the group, and Morgan gets up to go. He doesn't want to answer more questions. But Althea demands an answer, and then that's what he says. Aaron, he says, "I lose people, and then I lose myself," and then walks off. We've heard him say over. If we can cobble together all his statements over the last several seasons, he said that before. It's nothing new. That's Morganese, right there. Morgan hobbles down the road because he literally shot in the leg. He recognizes an abandoned car, which is the same one he knocked out before. He of course has to check it out, see if the guy's still in there. He then sees an infected man walking up ahead. He starts to walk after that man, but trips while trying to escape 2 infected. Well, not like Morgan there, but John shows up and stabs the infected. John helps Morgan catch up to the infected man because Morgan just has to know if that's the guy. Of course it is. I don't know why Morgan's so attached to this guy.
I like this because I like the one that he tells John's like, I have to see this, and John's like, all right. So he helps him walk there. And he just needs to see. I think because he's reckoning with this whole like being alone thing, but meeting people that are actually helpful and willing to be involved in my life in some way, and maybe I can go with them for a while at least. And the idea of seeing another person that he couldn't help save, it's like he just emphasizes like, well, what am I doing here? What am I going to do? Am I going to be this guy that's on his own? Am I going to try to care for people? Is that going to go anywhere for me? So I think thematically it works for who Morgan is. Like I can give him a break on the whole like he gets kind of fouled up by a couple walkers that are coming after him. Like, he could have taken care of this in his sleep. But
it didn't take me out of it. It just was a lot for him. He's usually a little bit more like it's deliberate than that. But
I think it makes up just because the emotion that he's going through as far as I need to see this guy and know if I could have done something, but he gave up on me. And then that guy reflects him because that guy gave up on life. Essentially, he died. So it's like, does Morgan want to be that guy? Does Morgan want to be the guy that doesn't ask for any help and then dies and just walks on the road alone?
That's a good call. Corollary there. Morgan sees that the wounded man who he tried to help earlier he did turn. He kills the man, then buries the body in the woods, which that's a lot of work for that one dude. I mean, that was. But I guess like you said, I can see the correlation there.
Yeah.
Back in the truck, Morgan insists that he's only traveling with John and Althea until his leg heals. So he's right. He realizes he can't be on the road with his leg in that condition. John explains that they're setting out to find Laura. Okay. Althea sees a woman though crawling on the road. She pulls over and walks up to help the woman. We see it's Alicia. And then she's saying she's mumbling something. It's a man, a bad man. She's saying something to really get her close, to lure Althea close, right?
Well, let me say this.
Okay.
So, because I saw so many stupid previews for this dumb episode before the damn thing started at the movie theater, I was thinking, well, we don't see Maggie Grace in any other promotional material except for all of this episode. So what if Alicia just killed her right now? It's like a shock death for one of like the major new characters she thought they had. I really thought she was gonna I thought that she was like pull out a knife and slit her throat. It's like, oh, that's crazy. But then like Lenny James and Garrett Dillahunt are still there. It was like, well, I don't see Maggie anywhere else in all of this. So it's like maybe, but no, she just basically.
And me being the dummy and not realizing what I'm watching, I didn't think it was her at all. I just thought it was a random girl.
So you're still thinking you're in The Walking Dead, right? Okay.
2 hours later, still thought. Okay, after 2 hours.
So it's a reverse crossover. So then we see Alicia pointing a weapon at Althea's neck. Nick and Lucienne emerge from the bushes and hold Morgan, John, and Althea at gunpoint. And so our people.
That's what I said. I'm an idiot.
So something has happened to our characters to make them highwaymen at best. At worst, marauders. I mean, they're robbing people on the highway, or who knows what they're doing. But
what I like is that they seem like bad guys. Like that's like how the show portrays that. How they're Strand.
Nick seems badass too. He's holding the rifle at Morgan. He's like,
good for him. But the rest of them, they seem like bad guys. They seem like, oh wow, this is like, obviously, presumably it's gonna take a turn and be like, okay, they're not that bad. But regardless, I like that the show, especially because like she comes up on him and like Morgan and they're like, let's get her water, let's get her first aid. They're like saying all the good things, and these guys still hold them up. They still treat them like they're a threat. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's almost meta. Like AMC is looking at the old cast as the bad guys.
Yeah.
Let's turn the show upside down. We're really
the guys who were gonna save it. But
that's funny. So that brings an end to this week's episode, the beginning episode of Fear the Walking Dead. Let's do our our Toby ratings, then we can get on to our combined Buster Toby ratings from our listeners who've been so patient to listen to their own ratings. So starting with you, Aaron, what's your Toby rating?
5 Tobys. What is better? In the realm of a Fear the Walking Dead episode, how does this episode get any better?
On the Toby scale, it's off the scale, right? It's 5.
On the Toby scale, it's a 5 Tobys. Even on the Buster scale, it's like at least a 4.5. Like it's really good. They had to throw out everything involving Fear the Walking Dead to make you like Fear the Walking Dead. But
hey, it worked, right? It's fine.
It fooled me, goddamn.
I won't necessarily be crushed if like getting back to Madison and the gang next week really feels like more depressing nonsense.
Here we go. Yeah, back to normal.
But like for this basically new pilot of a new TV show that happens to be Fear the Walking Dead, it's great. It's great. The action sequence alone, I thought was so terrific. Like being on the theater, I was already it was already they don't shoot this on 16, so it looks a little better.
But that washed out filter, but it was distracting, wasn't it? Though, did you catch that on the screen? The washed out kind of colorless.
There was no color in this episode.
Right? Did you catch that? Okay, yeah.
I agree. But like for that action sequence, like this is good. This is I mean, as far as showing something like this on the big screen. All right, I can take this. In addition to having some good acting going on here, and like this world being blown up to a new area, being Texas and whatnot. Even though Texas really shines, it's like okay, it's a dirty place. That's what we're watching for. It doesn't matter where it is. But like I dug this whole thing. I was really into it.
Excellent. Chubb.
Yeah, I agree with Aaron. I mean, for Fear the Walking Dead, this was fantastic. It's probably my favorite episode of Fear the Walking Dead. I have a feeling that next week, I'm betting we get like a montage episode of everything that happened between the bridge blowing up and them finding Morgan. Is I think what we're going to get next week. So I'm kind of expecting it to be a little next week, but I'm hoping I'm wrong. But for this episode, man, while there was plenty to poke fun at, for all in all, it was a solid episode. Morgan was awesome. I love the new characters. I'm very interested in finding out what made Alicia and all them like feral the way they are. So yeah, I'm going with 5 Tobys as well.
Excellent. Russell.
I'll give 4.5 Tobys. I really dug this episode, and I think a lot of it is everything we've said. The new characters, like I mentioned before, I'm almost done with season 2 of Fear, so I've seen a fair bit of it at this point, and I'm actually digging it a lot more than I thought. I really had very low expectations going in. And I mean, obviously there's some stuff that bugs me. There's other stuff that doesn't. But this is cool. It's a good entry point. I don't feel like I've really missed anything by skipping ahead, and obviously I'll keep filling in. So within the next week or two, I expect to be fully caught up. But yeah, solid start. I'm digging it.
Awesome, Daryl.
I love this 2-hour Walking Dead. It was awesome. Like they got these characters that I love watching. It is amazing. I give it 5 out of 5 for
5 Tobys
whatever show.
5 Tobys. Okay, gotcha.
It's Tobys?
Yeah, we're on Tobys now. Okay.
Thanks for tricking me to AMC app. Thanks a lot.
Jim, how about you?
I give this 5 out of 5. This is not probably. This is my favorite episode of Fear the Walking Dead so far. I already like these 2 new characters more than I like most of the other cast.
Don't you kill them either. Yeah.
I give it a 5 out of 5. It was way more than I expected it would be, and I enjoyed it much more than I thought I would.
Yeah, it was really good. I think 5 out of 5. Big fan of 5 Tobys. Just say, proper respect. 5 Tobys.
If this was a Fear the Walking Dead episode, I would say it's my favorite so far.
So, well, technically, all right, never mind. I'm not gonna touch that one.
I don't want to. I'm not arguing with you.
It's fine. I got you. Yeah, obviously having Rick and Carol and Jesus elevated it to like a 4.5 just by that, right? But then everything else, like, I'm a big Garrett Dillahunt fan. He's incredible.
Dude, it's so good.
He's such an actor. I remember him from Deadwood all the way through his series he's had. Like he is so good.
He was a Terminator. Yes, he was a Terminator.
He's right. Now, did you know that he tried out for Negan? I learned this on Talking Dead. And he didn't get it. But then he's like, I turned it down. He's like, I didn't want that role. I want this one instead.
He even joked that he recommended Morgan.
Right. Yeah. He's like, I turned it down, so I recommended Jeffrey Dean over here.
You know what's so good about him is that he played good guys and bad guys. Like, I hated him when he was bad, and I love him when he's good. Like that's not something every actor can do. Like
called being a good actor, Daryl.
He's that versatile.
He was so versatile. Then when he played 2 different characters in the same show, he
fits in every. That's the thing about it. Like he fits in every genre. Actor or not all actors can fit every genre like that. Whether or not, he can. He definitely can.
I was a fan of Raising Hope.
That was his show, right?
That was his show. Dad, like so, he could play goofball. He could play smart. I hate him on The Gifted because he's the evil scientist.
I was gonna say he's on Gifted too.
He's definitely got the chops to be a lead character.
He's a total dick on The Gifted too. You're not getting right there. But I don't want to reach into that screen and strangle him. You hate him so much, but he's such a good actor.
And I'm worried now because they got me really invested in Fear now because I'm scared this dude's gonna die.
Well, I hope you don't because if Madison happens to Madison, this guy could fill that.
I don't care.
But hey, don't you remember when we felt that way about the base show? Like we cared about the characters and we were so worried they were going to die every episode. That's the feeling I want when I watch The Walking Dead. That anything could happen. That everybody is at risk. That they're fighting for their lives and anyone at any time could be taken out.
Yeah, I'm scared right now. I'm worried. Like I'm generally worried that they're going to die. Like you can kill that whole family. I'd be like, okay, whatever.
They all be gone, right?
They all be gone. And I'd be like,
Strand's got to make it.
Strand ain't the family. I'm with you, but I ain't with you.
And we haven't even got to Jenna Elfman yet. That's what I'm looking for.
Right, Darwin Greg.
Right. So I'm like,
Same Daniel too.
Yeah. I'm sitting there going, damn, y'all. I wonder as an actor how they feel really about, wow, our season premiere, we ain't in it.
It's the best show ever.
It's the best show ever. Like, everybody that loves it, it's like that's kind of an insult.
But I love the poster at your movie you went to, Aaron. Didn't it have a cardboard standee where it was like it had Madison there? I saw a picture of it. She was standing up on it, but she wasn't even in the episode. She wasn't even in it.
She was in the previews for next week.
That's true. I mean, she was in the 2.5 minute preview, the teaser. She's obviously in the show. I mean, it's kind of funny. So anyway, 5 out of 5 Busters, but 5 Tobies. But who cares what we think? We have an amazing Facebook group. You guys are waiting patiently, so we did kind of a combined Buster and Toby rating for those of you that were able to watch this episode, these 2 episodes of The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, read to you by the one and only Mr. Jim Dietz. Jim, would you take it away with our Facebook group?
Yeah, put your hands down.
Don't forget. How'd you know my hands were up again? Wow. You're seeing me through the internet. Don't forget also our Facebook group is full of memes and good discussion and links to Aaron Newer's reviews of The Walking Dead every week at WeLiveEntertainment.com, so you can link right to his reviews from the Facebook group.
I even included thoughts from Fear in this review because I was so enthusiastic about it. I was like, let me write an extra paragraph to get some more thoughts on this.
And I promise I'm gonna record from the murder shed.
You recorded twice today. You did you did a video in your car. You did one outside. You were so excited today. You put videos.
Oh yeah, it was hype for that 2-hour Walking Dead.
Since you like this Fear so much and everything, Aaron, are you going to continue to write reviews for it or no?
No, because I am busy and it's nice to have some. I'm already covering Atlanta and the Americans, so it's like I need a break from the TV writing is a little more.
True that, and this can go downhill. This can turn left really quickly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the worst fear I have. No, I like having a reprieve from Walking Dead writing for a few weeks. So I'm gonna
fear of the lack of sleep.
Yeah.
Johnny Store wishes us. He says, "Hope you guys are drinking coffee. I hope it's gonna be a long one." Yeah, it has. It's the 3-hour mark.
That's right.
Brent Jones chimed in. I'm in the emergency room with a popped Achilles tendon. Enjoyed for me.
Ouch.
Yeah, man, definitely a quick recovery for you. So take it easy. Charlie Messing. The first half, by the way, settle in because there's a lot of comments, and I'd like to give everyone their due because this is the finale. So.
Yeah, it's like waiting for a haircut from Bibbit.
There's a reason the other chair is empty at the barbershop, right?
That's right.
The first half is the Buster for the OG Walking Dead. This is an okay. Oh, this is from Charlie Messing. This is an okay finish. Not much of a battle, and the Rick Negan fight was about as epic as Tyson McNeely fight.
That's right.
My Buster rating is a 0.
Come on, you want that Rick speech? Come on.
For the whole all-out war. We'll get there. One more thing they learned from how they just handled the prison storyline, but they didn't. All-out war was a total cluster. Put that word here. Maggie, Daryl, and Jesus are the next big bad. What the hell? Actually, that actually seems interesting to you. Remember, they didn't sign Lauren Cohan. This should have been so much better. Fear just started. What the hell was that opening? And now the Fear Toby rating. That was the best episode of Fear in the history of the world. Granted, the cast of Fear were not in it, so that could be the reason. Too tired to say too much. Great start, 4.5 out of 5.
That's good.
Amanda Holmes wrote in, so conflicted. My heart aches for Maggie. How is Negan still alive? Great character, but such a dick. Episode deserves 5 Busters. Janet Broom, I'm behind on Fear, and the first few minutes were boring, so I only have Buster rating. Really, Janet. 4.25 sabotage bullets out of 5. I found this episode way more entertaining than most of the season, and I'm glad the war is finally over. I enjoyed seeing Oceanside show up to help and seeing the saviors that had been prisoners wanting to fight with Tara. I also enjoyed Eugene sabotaging the bullets using what Gabriel had tried to do. However, it seems like that Negan actually did outsmart them, and they only beat the saviors because of Eugene's betrayal. Even though I knew it was coming, I'm still annoyed that Negan lived. I don't think Carl's letter was enough justification for that. That's pretty much what we said. While I understand Maggie being mad at Rick, it seems weird to have Maggie, Jesus, and Daryl conspiring against Rick and Michonne. Dre Irvin, 5 Buster Tobies all around. Sucks of my favorite shows are also ending starting during my college finals, but I thought it was all wonderful, and I'm willing to admit that Fear was actually better. Garrett Dillahunt is an excellent addition to the Walking Dead universe. Dre, take care of your studies, girl. Okay. Mike Jones, 2.5. Carl stunt doubles. I don't know what I just watched. Felt like a series finale with a crappy cliffhanger for no reason. The Maggie, Jesus, Daryl scary room meeting. So now they're going rogue against Rick and Michonne. Dwight is sent away and spared by Daryl, but that's okay. For every cool thing in this episode, there's a head scratcher right behind it. I have no idea where the show is headed. I'm not headed to Fear with Morgan until next season. Johnny Store, oh man, are we giving 2 Busters? 2 out of Superfly Jimmy Snuka by TV out of 5. As a group, let's be honest with each other. Carl got killed because Gimple said he didn't make sense for Rick to keep Negan alive in the comics, so they killed Carl. Basically, it's all the same that happened in the comic. Now Maggie, Daryl, and the one guy who throughout the season was against killing Jesus and now is against Rick and Michonne. F you, Gimple. I'm glad you're gone.
Hey, Jesus works in mysterious ways.
Fear is 5 out of 5. What's up with the guy named John who was with Morgan? Something isn't right with him. Love the way he made his face twitch. That actor is badass. I'm excited for the show.
Oh yeah.
Ian Roswell, 4.5. We saw, we kicked his ass out of 5. Solid, but not probably the ending we had hoped for, but leaves me with faith for next season. Darren Apple, all out pieces begun. 4 fracked up tracheotomies out of 5. They need to have Carl's death meeting and Morgan's speech to Rick. Maybe the turning point when Morgan thinks you're on the right path. You need to swerve. I hope they have the time jump so I can see some windmills But seriously, it would be nice to see how coexisting communities can build out of the apocalypse. Fear the Walking Dead has promised, and maybe on a better path as long as Madison doesn't go all Negan on the newcomers. Mary Cherkaki, 3, maybe next season will be better busters out of 5. Love the interaction with Jerry and Ezekiel. Some other bright spots for me: the good savior guy, Gabriel punching Negan, Rosita punching Eugene, and well, that's about it. I'm just hoping the first half of next season is an 8-episode debate about killing Negan, not killing Negan. Scott Homan, 2 Molotov cocktails out of 5 as a standalone episode. I liked it. It was a good hour of television. But as a season finale, the last 3 seasons have led us up to, I found it incredibly underwhelming. And how do you kill everyone you come across all season long and then let Negan live? Opinder Sung Ha wrote in, as previously mentioned, the UK audience won't be viewing Fear the same time or the following day. Fear starts on the 23rd on AMC, but I'll leave a buster for Walking Dead finale later. And then Richard Chopper Cherry Charrington alludes to he has some alternative methods to watch Fear the Walking Dead. As pirate GIF alludes to.
Oh, is that the cat is a pirate? Oh, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
Richard Chopper Cherry Charrington. Walking Dead gets 4.5 Eugene and Trojan Horse out of 5. Really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was going to end with another defeated Rick, but how wrong I was. And the broken stained glass wasn't the only crack. Cracks are appearing in the group. Maggie and company want Rick to pay for saving Negan. I also take back going to kill off Eugene. He had me fooled. For Fear, 3.5 bath bombs out of 5. Good solid start. Shows some promise to be a good season. I'm glad Morgan didn't grow a dodgy governor style beard. On a personal note, I just want to thank all the podcasters for the hard work you put in. As you guys know, I'm due to run the London Marathon this coming Sunday. I've been listening to the podcast on Sunday during my long training runs, and you guys have kept me company on a good chunk of a 2 to 3 hour long run every week. And I want to thank you so much for that.
Awesome.
It has
Can I count that as my weekly exercise?
No. It has saved me from having a Morgan-style meltdown. Thank you so much, guys. You're all the best. Wow, as long as this episode is Richard Chopper Cherry Charrington, you'll be able to do the whole marathon and listen to it.
Yeah, I know, right? Let's cover it.
Yeah, no doubt. Rob Cook, 3.5. Jerry's new accents out of 5. I guess this wrapped up everything from the last 2 seasons. Not much more to say, really. I can see a big time jump for season 9. Top work, guys. Getting us all through season 8. Cheers and roll on Fear.
You're here.
Thanks, Rob. Opinder Sang Ha, 3 Twists of Fate out of 5. We made it. Glad it's over. Hope next season is a vast improvement with a new showrunner. We could have got to the finale at midpoint. Then starts this Maggie and Daryl betrayal. Would have made for a better season, in my opinion. Oh well. Looking forward to Fear next Monday. Great podcast, lads. Thanks, Opinder. Tammy Heisley, I'm giving The Walking Dead 3.5 busters, but Fear is getting 5 Tobies.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely love the episode from start to finish. I even like the new title theme. Adam Fatah, I will give the season finale 3 out of 5 T-Dogs. Can't believe Negan is still alive. Why are Eugene and Dwight still alive? I'm on Team Maggie, assuming she doesn't get killed off screen next season. Gail Tidwell, 3 Rick souvenir t-shirts from the Sanctuary out of 5. Kind of meh. Negan's plot armor is made of vibranium, or Rick can't chew worth a damn. For the love of God, somebody kill this guy. So Rick thought not consulting the other leaders about not killing Negan was going to fly. Nope. Team Maggie. What did Dwight have to do to be forgiven? Die? I have to admit I'm curious about Darth Maggie's plans for vengeance. She was scary and I liked it. I fell asleep about halfway through Fear and I'm okay with that. Great job all season, guys. Thank you for making Tuesday mornings enjoyable. And finally, Susan Monk, The Walking Dead, 3 Jesus safety paradoxes out of 5. Fear the Walking Dead, 4 armored SWAT vehicles out of 5. It was a pretty good episode once Morgan started walking. P.S. Your videos today were awesome.
Thank you.
And we'll be very pleased and overjoyed if you would join the Walking Dead TV Podcast Facebook group. Give us your Toby ratings for the upcoming season of Fear the Walking Dead, which if the opener is any indication looks like it's going to be pretty promising. So get on the Facebook, dial up with your internet machines, and join that group.
Excellent. Jim, you can have a glass of lemonade. That was quite a bit to read there. We appreciate that. So if you want to get in on the fun again, just go to Facebook.com, do a search for The Walking Dead TV Podcast. Just hit join. We get you in very quickly. And you can leave your very own Buster ratings for The Walking Dead. Or now, we are on Fear the Walking Dead. We call them Toby ratings. You can leave your very own, and Jim Deets will get to read them for you each and every week. So, guys, we made it through. We got through it together. 2 episodes back to back. Wow. I'm really excited about Fear, though. I'm looking very positive here. I think if they can keep this level of energy up, it's going to be a good season. Let's see what happens.
I'm psyched.
Yeah, I'm psyched. Ross, put your hands down.
Can't help it.
I'm psyched. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Hopefully, I know Gimple. He gives you a little burst of excitement, and
then
takes it away like 100-fold, right? So hopefully, because he's not quote unquote the showrunner, it's actually the other guy. Was it Channing? I think or something. I'm hoping. Let's just hope. Let's just pray and hope they keep this thing going. Because I'm looking forward to a good season of Fear. And they'll run through, I guess, about the early part of summer, and then we break, and then the end of summer, Fear comes back, and after that ends, we go right into October, where The Walking Dead begins again. So we'll be with you. We'll throw all you marathons. Whoever was listening, we'll keep you going through 26.2 miles. Not a problem. We can definitely keep you going for that. All right, so let's wrap it up. Unless you guys have anything else you want to say about either of these 2 episodes, we pretty much covered it all.
It's time for us to end all this.
Time for us to end all this. Everyone's time to go. So, Aaron, where can our listeners listen to you or hear or see your writings when we're not talking about zombies or The Walking Dead?
You can find my writings over We Live Entertainment, also my blog, codezeek.com. You can find everything that I write there pretty much in every podcast I do. Speaking of podcasts, Out Now with Aaron and Abe is the weekly movie show that I host with my friend Abe and a cavalcade of guests that we have on a weekly basis. We just put up an Isle of Dogs special episode, but we have a Rampage episode coming. We have our summer movie Gamble coming up, and I also put up a very special episode featuring my mother, which was very emotional to edit, but that's up there now, and I'm certainly happy about it because I can just do whatever I want to. But also everybody's been very kind about responding to it. So yeah, and I'm on Twitter at AaronsBS4.
Thank you, Aaron. Richard Shubstradamus.
Well, you can catch me on DC TV Podcast with Jim and Daryl and our buddy Jerry. Each week we cover all the DC TV shows on CW and Gotham and Krypton on Sci-Fi or Sci-Fi, however you want to pronounce it. And the rest of the time you can catch me on all the socials at ChubToad01.
Okay, Mr. Latham.
Same place, hwled.com. I just want to remind folks, we do have an email address. So if you're not on the Facebooks, if you're off the grid, so to speak, and just want to send us a line, you could send an email to wdtv@hhwled.com, and it will forward to us, and we will read it on the next episode.
Let me interrupt you a second there, Russ, because we did get an email. I forwarded it to you, Jim. I don't know if you got it.
I didn't look. I'm sorry.
I'll go ahead and read it then. Andrew Park emailed in. 4, I'll probably change my opinion after the podcast group therapy session out of 5. I enjoyed the first half of this episode a great deal. It felt a lot like a Western, like High Noon or Tombstone. The showdown would leave one side or the other decimated, but was Rick's plan really just walking out into an open field? Villainous Negan in the black leather jacket whistling through a megaphone and holding a gun to Gabriel's head was truly tense. The direction here was good. The plan had to backfire, literally, leaving saviors toppling like red shirt dominoes clutching exploding hands. Good call last week in flagging this, Chubb. Oh, no problem. Like Chekhov's gun, if dialogue like make the bullets to my exact specification is left laying around, then surely we have to follow it with an inevitable conclusion. A show heavily dependent on plot will have to use it. The savior surrendered immediately like 18 villains villain stumbling out of a helicopter crash. Perhaps they were all Westworld hosts and this was really Z-World and this was the end of the holiday. I was impressed how the show made us care about Dwight, although I thought he might get bitten by Walker Sherry as he read the note. Totally baffled by the evil triumvirate of Maggie, Jesus, and Daryl at the end. Jesus spent the entire season being the real Jesus, so I find it hard to believe he wants in on some pointy end of the stick action. I have no Tobies to give as I'm in the UK and won't see Fear until next week. Great job on the podcast. Always keeps me going on the long dog walks. Best wishes, Andrew Park. So, Andrew, next week you can email us at the new email or old new email address that Russ mentioned.
And once again, Russ, what's that email address again, just so we have it?
WDTV@hhwled.com.
Okay, make sure you mention that each and every time. Thank you. All right, Mr. Taylor.
When you're not holding hands up, we're not together as a group. You can visit me on the Twitters at the Voice123. You can also go to the Taylor Network on iTunes, where I've got some shows with Jim and Russ, and we're all together podcasting and doing great things. So God bless.
Thank you, Daryl. You channeled it very well this episode. Jim.
HHWLOD, you can check out Aaron and Russ and myself on our new show, Dos Vidania. We're covering the final season of The Americans from FX. That's really cool. Also go to oldmagicgaming.com. I'm writing a blog there every week called Old Man Gamer, and I'm also we're doing live play D&D podcast there. In addition to DCTV podcast and Nothing's On that Daryl and Sean mentioned. You can follow me on Twitter at Yoda Jones.
Excellent. I'm not chatting zombies with you guys. I'm the host of the Auto Chat Show. AutoChatShow.com, Facebook.com/AutoChatShow. Me and my co-host Teddy K review new cars, discuss cars and pop culture, and just have a good old time doing it. Next week we'll be reviewing, next week tomorrow, we'll be reviewing the Hyundai Santa Fe 2.0 Ultimate. So check it out. That concludes our kind of crossovers. We've been doing a lot of crossover reviews, so this will be the last one for a little while. And pretty timely as it is, getting out of the winter months. So it's good car. Check it out if you're interested in hearing that. We're just listening to us banter back and forth. We definitely do plenty of that. He gets on my nerves, and I certainly get on his, and we don't hide it. So anyway, it's a lot of fun. Check it out. AutoChatShow.com. Anyway, who wants to end today's show?
Until there's no more room in hell, dead on the earth. Remember, we're not losing.
That's right.
If you be my bodyguard, I can be your long lost pal. I can call you Betty, and Betty, when you call me, you can call me out. A man walks down the street, says, why am I short of attention? Got a short little span of attention, and my nights are so long. Where's my wife and family? What if I die here? Who'll be my role model? Now that my role model is gone. He ducked back down the alley with some road and cold little bat-faced girl. All along, there were incidents and accidents, there were hints and allegations. If you be my bodyguard, I can be your long lost pal. I can call you Betty, and Betty, when you call me, you can call me out.